Hello, you all. I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian, actress, Michelle Hope Walker. Hello, hello. All right, you all. So we're going to dive right in. Black Lives Matters Grassroots celebrating 10 years. So this made me think about the movement because I was a part of that movement, you all. Trayvon Martin, that had went on, and I remember. I think for me, and I'm giving my personal story of how I came about getting down there where everybody was marching. Well, first of all, I'm a marcher. I've always, through college and this, when I first started learning about my Black history, because they didn't really teach it in grade school. In grade school, pretty much, it was slavery and then Martin Luther King. And for me, I was always trying to figure out what happened between slavery and Martin Luther King. But thank God for, I want to say, my professor, Mrs. Shear. She was a white lady, but very nice lady. She taught us about political cartoons. She taught us a lot about politics. And that was only like fourth grade, fifth grade. So shouts out to Miss Shear. I think she may have passed by now, but still, that also shows what a teacher can do. You know what I'm saying? And she had us do Black history. I believe it was her, Mrs. Crane, which was another a white teacher, older teacher, white teacher. She was really nice. I grew up in the Midwest, you all. In the Midwest, Decatur, Illinois, were pretty much as majority white at that time. It was majority white, few of us blacks, and in my classroom, I was probably sometime maybe the only one or two black students in my class, and very smart. So I was in smart classes, but not putting anybody down. I'm just saying I'm intelligent. I'm a genius. Anyway, all right, y'all. So she had us do a report. I believe maybe she gave us the name. She gave me Roy Wilkins, and that's how I learned too about Roy Wilkins. At that time, I believe he was president of the NAACP. And so then I learned about another person. But boy, you all, when I went to college, when I went to college and I took them Black History classes, I was so mad. Between being mad and then I was president of Black Student Union. So I remember, well, I was president of everything. Black Student Union. I was the president of the Christian Union, no, Secretary of the Christian Union. I was the student editor. When I went to college, I was not playing. I was leading everything. Let's see. I was in some of your seat. President of Black Students, so on student trustee, the first Black woman student trustee at Richland Community College in Decatur, Illinois. Um, President of the Student Senate, uh, student editor. I was just everything. I dived right in, But as I learned this history, Black history, and learned so many things that I didn't know of that really filled in the blanks that as a child, I was trying to figure out. I was just like, wow, so that's why it is important for kids to learn their Black history early on in life. It is very important because you move different when you know your history. When you know your history, your Black history, and you know your ancestry, you know the queens and the kings we are, and producers we are, and the business owners we are, and how smart and intelligent, and how we are good people, and how we are a diverse group of people, just like other races are diverse. And you happy about your people, and you love your people, and you're proud. I'm telling you, you move different. You move different. It didn't make me think about when I was a kid when we used to ride the city bus to school. It just made me think about, well, man, if I knew, I don't even think I knew about Rosa Parks when I was in grade school. I don't know, somehow they mentioned Martin Luther King, but they still didn't, all the way, at least to us, mention about Rosa Parks. I don't know what's going on. And that's also good for community groups. But at that time, again, when I was in college and then I began to get very active politically, I became a part of movement groups. But this is also why community groups, you all need to seek out young people. Don't just sit and wait for the young people to come to you. As a kid, I wasn't really a part of a community group. But again, we were a net close family. So I was always around my family, safe, in the sense of, around my family and everything. So God, that was a blessing of that. But I'm just saying, so that's where I didn't even have the community groups to fill in the gaps of my Black history from what I was not learning at school. So that's why I bring that point up. So all of this comes into that I've always wanted to be in the movement. And then thank God, I was just telling my aunt the other day, thank God for her having Jet magazine around, Essence magazine around. I'm missing one. Jet. Y'all help me out. Ebony. Because for me, I really got caught up in reading about the political movements in there and seeing people dressed up in businesses and hearing about people reading, owning businesses and the movements and stuff. I got caught up in that. I mean, yes, I wanted to be one of the little swimsuit beauty, but also I got caught up in the political part. You are watching your girl, comedian, actress, Michelle Hope Walker. Y'all know I just got a great personality and happy and just silly. And anyway, but again, we keep it moving. But yeah, so again, this video is about the day that I went down there to start marching and everything. So again, March was always in me. Marching, and not just we're not just talking about the physical march, but being a part of the movement. Whenever I seen films, especially in college and as I got into different movements, when I seen the marches and how people stood up for their rights, oh, it just gave me a good feeling, a good feeling. I love seeing people stand up for their rights. I love it, because we have to. We have to. Public enemy, we have to fight for our rights. We have to. We have to. Fight the power. We have to. We have to. You cannot just lay down and expect, people just to do something. A closed mouth don't get fed. That's what my friend April, remember when I first moved to LA, the first time years ago, I remember I had a medical show said, closed mouth don't get fed. Meaning you got to speak up for yourself. You got to stand up for yourself. You can't just wait for somebody to feel sorry for you and stand up for you or whatever. No, you got to speak up and stand up for yourself. And that's why I love Black Lives Matters, because Black Lives Matters, this movement is a movement like no other. This is an unapologetically we Black movement. And we Black, and it's all kind of different Black people in here, and we happy, and we gonna do this movement. We deserve rights. We deserve to be treated fairly. Don't make a difference what we look like. If we look like the way you want us to look like, we can wear our natural hair. We can wear however we want. I love the movement. We're gonna move it. All of us are looking all kinds of ways. Don't make a difference. It's about the goal of making sure our people are safe and free and speaking out for justice. Make sure we're getting part of the funds that we're supposed to get a part of for our livelihood. I just love Black Lives Matter. I love Dr. Melina Abdullah. Oh my God, I love her. Every time I'm blessed to be around Black Lives Matter and around her, she's just so full of love and speaking out. And I just, be praying for her. God keep angel protection around her because she be making some major moves. I love me some Dr. Melina. She be making some major moves. Dr. Melina Abdullah. And then my son went to Cal State University. So my son, I believe he had her for his class, women's classes too. But I just love her. I met her in the movement. I remember, maybe that's another video. I talk about how I met her. But I love me some Dr. Melina. But just briefly, we was, I think I first really encountered her we was at a church, and something was going on. So this was after the Trayvon. I don't think so. Black Lives Matter, I believe, maybe have already been, or might have been before, but nothing was after. Yeah, it was after, I believe. And even as we all get together in the different races, you had a lot of churches and different folks at first that was trying to mistreat Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? And but I like how she would stand up. So one of my encounters, I remember, so I was like, who's this? I said, oh, but I love her movement. I love her power. They were saying something, and she stood up, turned around, and turned her back towards them, and everybody else followed. I said, okay. And she right, because what they was talking about was some, anyway. So anyway, I love me some Dr. Melina Abdullah. But so basically, that day they were showing, so I gave a little bit of background on me on the movement and a little bit of my history. And of course, you all know I've ran for many offices from Decatur, Illinois, running for city council. I started out basically in my college. I was like president of everything in my college. And for me, colleges, Richmond Community College, Millikan University, University of Illinois, graduated from Georgia State University, had so many credits there, basically I could have graduated from there too. I was at Georgia State University. I actually got a chance to intern with SCLC, where Martin Luther King III was there, and then I met some of the leaders that had marched with Martin Luther King even before they passed. And that's where we also just lost Martin Luther King's sister. I remember seeing her at the church. All the time, seeing Coretta Scott King, so I've been in the movement, y'all. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes when people look at me like I just popped up, I'm like, Because I mean, I ain't got to explain all who I am. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my family. We here. You know what I'm saying? You came to my YouTube. You watching this video, you know. And so we here, you know. But, you know, I don't really try to go around explaining myself to you, right? If they want to sit and act like I just popped up and you going to have, you know, because usually a lot of times people try to put you in a negative box, especially if they don't like you, they're jealous of you, or they worry about you going to take their position. And you ain't trying to take nobody's position. You just out here trying to help people just like they do, except you doing it in a different your way that you feel they do. But you just gotta watch people. Matter of fact, Dr. Molina was on something and somebody was bringing up some point or something on her, and she corrected. She said, "No, I didn't do that. What are you talking? You know?" And I like that because you got to make sure what's said about you, at least in front of you, and at least you know, if at least especially if you're in an interview, that they get that right. No. That's no. You mean when I just did that little thing? Because you could may have done one thing and then they act like, and it wasn't nothing big. It was just I think the Dr. Melina Abdullah was the person that said she was a model and different things like that. And I guess, you know, and nothing wrong with being a model because Dr. Melina Abdullah is beautiful. She can be a model. But she made sure she intercepted that and corrected that and was like, because I was in a hair show or something, she was saying she modeled her hair, you know. So that was good, you know, because she wanted to make sure didn't nobody get the wrong idea, you know, at least for her, you know, and that's up to her on when she wants people to know and relate her with. And that was something she didn't want people leaving that interview after hearing it, thinking she ran around here modeling. That's not what she wants people to have in mind because that's not what she did. She said she was in a hair show, you know what I'm saying? And it would have been nothing wrong with if she had. But you got to make sure your truth is coming. So she needs to make sure. So I like that. She intercepted that. I don't know a lot about football, but I'm thinking I'm talking football. Y'all help me out. All right, y'all. I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian, actress, Michelle Hope Walker. So again, right now I'm talking about the day, July 13th. And they said it was 2012. It was 2012, 2013. That basically when Black Lives Matters started, in a sense, we were marching, and then you all know the story with the hashtag, we were treating them, and you know. But for me, I believe it was pretty much I was at home out here in Los Angeles, California, and I seen the march, and I was upset about that Trayvon verdict, you know. So I got up and went down there. I got up and went down, and I remember we were down there off. Let me get it right now. Yeah, we were Crenshaw over there by the bridge thing, by the highway part, if I can remember right there, because a lot of people were going down there, you know. And for me then, it was still sort of fresh and new of being in that type of mood because LA don't play. I love LA. LA don't play. You know, I've been out here now for years, you know what I'm saying? But LA don't play. The people in the movement out here are real. They is not playing. You know what I'm saying? So I seen everybody going down there, you know, and I was like, no, y'all. I was concerned they would get into trouble. You know, they were getting into good trouble, but I just didn't want to see anybody arrested or anything, you know. These are pros. They know what they're doing. They're attorneys. You got attorneys mixed in there. You got college students mixed in there. You got kids. Even the kids know the movement. The kids knew to have their phone numbers and everything written on their arm. And there was one girl, she told me, because we went from there, I think later on that night, we ended up all the way up in Hollywood. Y'all, we went from Crenshaw to Beverly Hills, and from Beverly Hills up to Hollywood, all in that night. Yep, all in that night. I remember that. All in that night. And I remember one of the young girls let me know. She said, you want to write your phone number down on your arm, numbers and things of importance. Because I guess they were looking at if you get arrested, you can't take paper, but what's on your skin. So that's, you know, for in y'all movies. I was learning some real stuff. I was like, well, now I'm not like a jail window. Everybody got their limits. You know, I'm like, that's maybe where I draw the line. I'm not really trying to go there. But the deep ones, the movement, you know what I'm saying? You know, don't get me wrong. Now, if I'm marching in something or leading something, and God's like, yeah, but that I'm really not the jail. I got, especially right now. I mean, then I didn't have all the ailments, but especially not with asthma, nerve pain, no, like, But anyway, them kids were real. They knew. They knew the movement. They knew the movement, okay? So we out there, you know. Right now we're still at Crenshaw, okay? I'm trying to visualize, we're at Crenshaw. And people going out on the highway to shut down the highway. That's the thing, to shut down the highway. You know, and I was concerned. I was like, y'all see I arrested? You know, y'all coming back up. You know, but I stood there looking down and I said, you know, we all got a limit, you know what I'm saying? And I tell people, you got to make sure they're in this movement, in these marches. You do what you feel comfortable doing, you know, because you can't get out there and do some stuff and then you get arrested and you don't have an attorney to get you out and you don't have no money to get you out. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. I had to learn that, you know. sometimes I learned some of the ones making their moves, they had the attorney right there with them, or they were the attorney and they had their money on them to bail themselves out. Okay, so make sure when you're in these movements, have your stuff together, know what's what. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it was what. So I'm watching them over the thing. So I was there, and it was so many of us. It was a lot of us, out there, and so I feel good to be a part of that. As I hear Black Lives Matters talk about that moment, because I was out there. There's even footage, or later I ended up seeing a lot of footage of me on there and my name. Now that's when they had the little drones running around. And I think now they've stopped that. Drones just following us all in our face. We didn't even know we on drones. And, I know I got back to the area, and bless my heart, some of my neighbors, some may not speak, total English or whatever, but I remember them looking at me like TV, and I just didn't understand what was going on. I was like, okay, yeah. Later, I'm realizing they had me part of somewhere in this march, like I'm leading them. I'm like, no, I wouldn't lead it, but give it to them drones and them TVs, 'cause that's when the drones would be all up in your face and just videotape and take pictures. And I don't know if they still can do as much as that. It's easily accessed as it was in that time. We're talking about 2012, 2013. I think that's when they really start using those drones out there. So I ended up seeing a lot of articles, and they have my name. I'm like, how did they get my name? But I don't know. Maybe they was using facial recognition then too. Maybe back then they were also using where they just scanned your name. But anyway, so I found that. I get a chance, I'll post. But I posted it before. If you go to my Instagram, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. That's my Instagram, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, and where it speaks, that's Instagram. Now a lot of those pictures are on Facebook because I used Facebook for years before I switched over to Instagram. I'm thinking, I don't think I switched over to Instagram to 2014, 2015, maybe even 2016 or 17. Yeah, I don't think I switched over to Instagram like 2017. So a lot of my stuff was Facebook at that time. In 2013, so you can go to my Facebook is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, period, listen. Okay, so talking about the day of July 13th, 2013. So when Black Lives Matters pretty much starts the date that they're saying is about to celebrate the 10 years. So excited. I thank God for Black Lives Matter. Thank you, Black Lives Matter, for all that you do. Thank you. So, we went out there and we marched, and so I was a part of it, you all. So, I feel so good that I just couldn't sit. I was like, no. And I was so glad to be there. I met so many people. So much movement. And pretty much from then on, I really, got even deeper into movement activities. Thereafter, I ran for president. But I always had wanted to run for president. I ran for president, United States of America president, in 2016. And I did a lot of my stuff because, again, I didn't have the money to travel all over. So I did a lot of my stuff through social media. I remember sometimes people picking fun with me about that, which seemed like they should have been patting me on the back for at least trying to do something. A Black woman believing in herself enough to know that she could run for president and be president. Because if you would have voted for me, oh yeah, I would have ran this country. Oh yeah, we would have been doing good. Probably better than now. But anyway, I do want to say who did encourage me. Actor Anthony Anderson. At that time, Mike Epps. I remember Mike Epps said, okay, yeah, that's cool. That's strong. Anthony Anderson. With some other celebrities that really poured into me, and I really appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? Anyone that, because you don't have to do what I do, but don't belittle me for what I do. You know what I'm saying? The people that everything they do, they think is just perfectly right, and they criticizing everybody else. Sometimes I sort of stand away from those people, but because I'm the type of person that you do what you feel led to do. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't have to do what I do, but you feel what you do what you feel led to do, or what you don't feel led to do, or some people just don't feel led to do nothing. Well, that's you. That's fine. Just you. I'm not knocking you for you do you. But I'm like, don't criticize me on what I choose to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to stay prayed up. So for me, what I'm doing is calling. You know what I'm saying? What I feel like God is calling me, and speaking in my spirit to make sure, the part that I'm playing that I do and what I can do. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and yeah, we marched. I remember being right there, and I remember someone saying, let's go to Beverly Hills. And I was like, yeah, they trapped us. Oh, yes, y'all, yes. I forgot about that part. I gotta forget about it. They trapped us. When we started moving forward, coming out of South LA, they trapped us. And that could have been also how some got on the highway, because we got to the point they kept trapping us. They didn't want us to get beyond South LA. They didn't mind us marching in our community, but we were talking about, no, this matters to everybody. This is not just a Black issue. about Trayvon Martin. This matters to everybody. So they kept blocking us and trapping us. So it was a lot of standoffs constantly, and a lot of us having to try to go around side streets to get around the police to get beyond South LA. So yeah, that was going on. They kept trapping us and trying to divide us because we were such a large group. They kept trying to divide us up and break us down into smaller groups. So lots of police out now. Here we are, y'all. All we doing is marching. Now, thank God it's better now. Especially after the George Floyd marches and the other marches. Police have gotten better. Some police on dealing with it because they got in trouble for how they mistreated, the marchers. But back then, oh no, we Jesus. Yeah, they kept trapping us. And you didn't want to be by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you want to try to stay together, but they kept trying to break us up. But we got, the group that I got, I think it was some kids. So we made it. Won't he do it, y'all? God, I do it. Won't he do it? We made it. We made it to the other side. And the other side was Wilshire. We left Los Angeles. We made it out of South LA and we made it to Wilshire and we went to Beverly Hills. Now we had the media with us. We had different, I think that's maybe in time I was on the news some, and you all have done so many marches. I'm trying to figure out, I'm not getting some of the marches. No, we kept going right because they kept trapping us, but we kept going. And some of us made it over. I was part of the group that made it over. With the kids, and kids don't be playing. Them kids know movement out here, y'all. I tell you, y'all need to make sure y'all teaching them kids movement. Every matter of fact, Dr. Melina Abdullah just talked about that today on Tavis Smiley's KBLA. Y'all can go to that anywhere. KBLA.com. Tavis Smiley radio station. It's also on YouTube and everything. And she was with the Primo. And they talked about that. Dr. Melina Abdullah talked about making sure you teach the youth movement because these kids knew exactly what they were doing. They were way younger than me, but they knew exactly, and I was following them. I'm not scared to follow no kids, especially when these kids are smart out here these days. That's why some of you are talking about, no. You better listen to a kid. I'm telling you, these kids out here know what they're doing. Anyway, so we made it to the other side, went to Beverly Hills, and then we went on up into Hollywood. We shut down Beverly Hills right there by Rodeo. Remember that? We laid down on that. That was one time we laid on the ground, something like that. And then we made it on up to Hollywood, shut down Hollywood area right there, main area, Hollywood High. You know what I'm saying? Then the kids start doing some other stuff. It's okay. I think it's time for me to go. But movement is movement. You got to do what you got to do in the movement. These kids knew what they were doing. So I came home and finished watching. You got to remember too, especially around that time, I think I had just had my work injury. For some of you all, when you hear me talk about the nerve pain, I had a work injury. And my work injury was still new. So God was good that I was able, and I think I might have my little scooting suitcase still then or something to help me walk or something, So, I really felt something because I'm in pain and I'm trying to think, but it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me, in the name of Jesus. But yeah, you all. So I was there. I'm part of that movement. And I thank God for being there. And then of course throughout the years and everything I've done, I've constantly watched it. So again, Black Lives Matters, grassroots, thank you. Thank you for then. Thank you for now. I've been to some of their workshops. And of course, we've had the shootings and killings and all kinds, just right here, actually, even in LA, then you look at the national level stuff, and I just love being in the midst of Black Lives Matters. I just love being in the midst of Dr. Melina Abdullah, I just love it, and the kids, and then it's a mixed age, it's all of us there. You got the kids, and then there's this Asian guy. I know he's probably a good 70, 80. He is in the movement. I'm telling you, these people do not be playing. It's all racist and all they're standing up for rights. I mean, it motivates you. I'm telling you. So that's why I'm like, yes. Thank you, Black Lives Matters grassroots. Thank you, because I was part of that grassroots as far as that day on July 13th, 2013. I think they keep saying 2013. So yeah, 2012. No, it had to be 2013. I think so. Yeah, I keep saying 2013, but I know I was there. I do know that much. I know I was there. Oh, my poor little body and everything felt it too when I got home. But I was glad that I went out that night and I was there. And so, the movement continues, you all. It does not stop now. The movement continues. So I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian actress Michelle Hope Walker. And I just congratulate Black Lives Matters grassroots, and I thank you, Dr. Melina Abdullah, and all the Black Lives Matters members, just everybody, just came out in March, because there's been so many marches since then I've been a part of, where it be just thousands of us just out there. But still, our leader has been Black Lives Matter. And no matter how people try to, medias or different people in past times have tried to, belittle Black Lives Matter or be negative Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter kept going. And at the end of the day, I noticed then, especially in this George Floyd, they turned to Black Lives Matters to help be the organizer. See what I'm saying? See, you know what I'm saying? See what God to do, won't he do it? You know what I'm saying? The same people to try to put you down and act like, and then all of a sudden start turning to you, looking to you for advice. That's what they did, because they know Black Lives Matters knows their stuff. All right, you all. So we're celebrating Black Lives Matters July 15th, 2023, you all. All right, so y'all can go to blmgrassroots.org, and I've just been given my testimony and since my story of that day, July 13th, 2013. They said it's a year. I know I was there, but that year, yeah. But yeah, so I was there, and I'm excited. I'm happy. I was saying I'm happy that, and I thank Black Lives Matter grassroots for all that they're doing. And I'm just excited about the future, of Black Lives Matters. I mean, they're saving lives. Black Lives Matter brings out issues that other organizations don't. And it's not about being perfect when it comes to Black Lives Matters. You don't have, past organizations, they feel like you had to be perfect for them to stand up and represent you and help you when you've experienced racism. No, Black Lives Matter, no, we're human. It's not about if we're perfect. It's about that you should not have done that, officer. Like recently, the officer that just literally beat a little girl holding her 3-week-old baby. No, officer. And then coming to find out she wasn't even driving. It was somebody else driving. I'm like, why is the officer all in that car trying to talk to people about parenthood at a stop? There was a traffic. Why? When it done to white people. We know white people are at these, because I'll tell y'all that tolling pole with the rich white man's at the top, and they got the black woman with them. Now, we know we ain't about. We know we beautiful, smart, intelligent, and I'm just saying, sometimes how society tries to see us for why they devalue us, mistreat us, the cops beat us, kill us. You know what I'm saying? I don't get me wrong, there's some cops out there, but y'all seen the headlines, so let's not play. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff's not going on. And so you got this young girl, they're trying to take her baby and then just punching them. You just feel the, y'all, when I think about that, it just breaks my heart. Then out here in Lancaster, they beating grandma up. And ain't that shame? Grandma got cancer, beating up grandma and grandpa for nothing. Oh yeah, the movement continues. And then just our safety. The numbers are up of Black women being murdered and kidnapped. Because, I believe our society still does not value Black women. We still trying to remind them that we are women. Sometimes they treat Black women so harsh and so evil. You know what I'm saying? So we have to continue to remind them we are women too. So just like you treat them white women very gentle, white women, I love you. But we have to, use you as far as our example, because we all should be treated gentle, just like you white women and other women who are not Black. Black women should be treated very gentle and cared for. So again, I like to keep this under 30 minutes. So I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. You can go and watch all my other videos at YouTube, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks 6547. They beside his numbers. And then I got one from the past too that you can watch that one, which was around the time of that movement, 2013. And that is same name, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks 1870. All right, God bless you all. Today is July 14th, 2023. I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker.